So you get into this relationship thinking that it's going to last forever. You're also told that it's going to last forever. And then lo and behold, it's over. Through possibly no fault of your own, struggling to understand why this even happens, watch this video. I'm going to explain why these relationships never last. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at why these relationships never last. And it's one of the saddest facts actually, because when we get into these relationships, we always feel like these relationships are just so wonderful, so magical, soulmate potential, you know, and you know, we just think, we believe what we are told, that these relationships are going to be lasting forever. We also believe what they tell us, that this is going to last forever, but it doesn't. And this is what I'm going to be looking at, like why is this happening? Why does it not last forever? When we go into these relationships, we believe that this is going to last forever because in the way that we relate, or in the way that we understand this, we believe that we go in for the long haul. That's what I'm basically trying to say. We go in for the long haul because the way that we enter into these relationships, we are wholeheartedly invested in them. And at the time that we are in the beginning stages of these relationships, we also think that, yeah, like, so is this person, like this is going to be exactly kind of what we have both imagined, and we believe that we're both on the same page. Whilst at the time, probably the narcissist is as well, and they're probably thinking, yeah, this is great, this is exactly what I need. But what you have to remember is that the narcissist is going into this relationship for getting their needs met. They know on a huge level that this relationship isn't going to last forever. So they need to do everything that they can to get those needs met. And those needs are needs that exist with them since childhood. These are trauma wounds, all right? So they're constantly looking for attention. They're constantly looking for emotional validity, all right? And what that looks like within this relationship is they are looking for your emotional response, okay? They need to know that they matter in your life. All right, and that's really what it's about. They just need to know that they matter in your life, and the only way that they're going to be able to know that is if you show them. So they will orchestrate events, they will orchestrate situations, experiences where they will get that validation, where they will know that they're getting the outcome that they want. So they might argue with you, they might lie to you, tell you something that isn't true, just so that they can see your reaction. And be under no illusion, this is done intentionally so that they get their answer, which is why they manipulate, which is why they want to control certain situations, certain people. You see, the thing is, in their childhood, they never felt important. They always felt secondary in their life. So they learnt, or they knew very early on, that the way that they are as children, they are not accepted. So if they behave a certain way to please their parents or their caregiver, then this is going to be great for them. This is going to be a great outcome. But what that did mean is that the narcissist would have to change who they are. They cannot be themselves as the kid. They're just not accepted. So they had to lose a real part of themselves so that they could get their needs met. Every child wants to feel validated. Every child wants their parents' love. They want to feel good about themselves, which is why when this has been not corrected since childhood and they've gone into adulthood, they're just doing the same things as they did as a child. Because nobody has said to them, hey, listen, this is wrong. This shouldn't be like that. So what they have done is they've separated so far from themselves that they cover up this authentic self that most probably doesn't exist anymore, which is covered by ego processes, this need for wanting more, this need to feel accepted, this need to be in competition all the time to feel like they're on top. And that's what's happening here. So when you've got someone like this in a relationship, and they're constantly wanting validation, they're constantly controlling, manipulating situations and you, how can this work? How can this actually work? Because when someone is so removed from who they are, they don't even know who they are, this causes instability. Instability emotionally, but also within interpersonal relationships. So when you don't know who you are, when you're not connected to yourself, how can then you connect to somebody else? How can you connect to another person? You're not going to know who you are. So how can you then connect to someone and be authentically there? Which leads me on to the point that this is why they mirror. This is why they love bomb, because they need you to fall in love with them. They need to feel accepted by you so that you begin to trust them, you begin to allow them into your life. Again, can you see that this is what they used to do as children with their parents? Remember, they pretend to be what their parents want them to be, which is who they are now. They do exactly the same thing. And again, this isn't changed because nobody says anything or it's not recognized. So this is the type of person you're getting into a relationship with. It's not going to last. This person can't be themselves. This person can't be them, which is why this doesn't have longevity. When you are concerned with getting your needs met, when you are concerned with only wanting what it is that you want, how can this relationship be about togetherness and going forward? It can't. It can't. It's already broken from the foundation. A lot of us don't see this. A lot of us don't see those behaviors before we really invest. You see, it's not because you're silly, it's not because you're blind, it's not because of any of those things. These individuals are very good at what they do. They're very good at manipulation. They are almost predatory. So they look for people who they feel are going to make it easy for them to do this, to reenact this type of behavior. They look to people who are kind, compassionate, patient, forgiving, which is why they've come for you. But this isn't about you changing who you are. This is not about you being somebody else. No, that's not what I'm saying here. This is about you seeing this for what it is and protecting yourself, knowing that these things that the narcissist has seen in you are your assets. These are the things that make you you, but also you need to protect those things that make you you. So the narcissist isn't going to change. They're not going to see that any of this is wrong, because if you're getting your needs met, why would you need to change? Why would you need to do something completely different when everything that you're doing is working for you? We don't see that. We don't see when people like this come into our lives. On some level, they're a mirror that they kind of reflect something back to us. Maybe it's someone in our past that maybe has treated us like that. Maybe it's a core wound of ours that we have wanted to feel accepted. So when the narcissist comes into our lives and accepts us the way that we are, gives us a lot of attention, love bombs us, give us all of that validation that we have wanted, it feels really good. It feels almost too good to be true. And it is. So we really need to look at what is it that we looked for in the narcissist that we're not giving ourselves, that we are neglecting ourselves from. Because these are the key parts of why this relationship had started off on the wrong foot. You were looking for something in the narcissist that you were neglecting from yourself. Would that be attention? Would that be validation? Would that be self-care, self-love? The narcissist also did this. They were looking for things externally, because these are people who cannot self-soothe. They can't give us give themselves these things. But the difference is we can. So we don't need to look externally for this validation. We have got that already within us. So when we recognize these things that are missing, that maybe we had overlooked and looked for somebody else to supply them to us, we know that the narcissist can't do that. We also lived in their fantasy, in their illusion in some point. We become attached to them on a certain level. It's almost as though we saw them as a lifeline. We saw them as someone who could provide this for us, but knowing that it wasn't going to be healthy, it wasn't going to be the right choice for us, but it was also easy. So we attach onto the narcissist to the way that perhaps maybe we did to our parents or our caregiver. And the way that they treated us kind of mirrors the way that the narcissist has done as well. Which is why then it becomes a deepening of this bond that we have with the narcissist, because it kind of reflects that back to us. For many of us, this is not actualized. We don't realize this at the beginning. But as time goes on and obviously these wounds are opened, we then begin to realize that actually, what is this kind of attachment that we are craving or that we are looking for that we're not giving ourselves? A healthy way to approach this would be to understand what our attachment style is, how our childhood was, how our parents were towards us, which means that then we'll be able to explain what we are looking for in somebody else. The narcissist shows you this illusion, this fantasy that actually this relationship is going to last forever, that they want the same thing as you. And it's really sad realization that actually they don't, or they can't give you something because they're emotionally devoid themselves, although they pretended that they weren't. So this is more about really realizing what it is that you want from another person, but actually what are you giving to the table as well. So what is it that you didn't get, and what are your kind of childhood wounds or triggers, something that makes you, something that enables or initiates this behavior. So I know some of the points that I've covered in the video have been quite difficult to hear, and I'm really sorry about that. But this was more about why the relationship can't really last with a narcissist. They're not connected to themselves, they're not okay. They don't know how to have that type of a relationship, although they pretend that they do, but they don't. So I really hope that this video helps. Please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below. I'm also offering a mentorship program for those of you who want to elevate your life and get past this and have a deeper understanding of yourself and how you can move forward. Please see the description box below. And also I do offer a journal club. If you are going through therapy or counseling, this is a great tool that will work alongside that. If you would like to join, please see the description box below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.